boy cat right here. A girl cat. I'm just kidding. This is a girl cat. And so let's talk about the different structures. So the female has a uterus, okay? And the uterus is this entire structure right here, okay? And it's subdivided into different regions. So this flattened portion of the uterus is called the body of the uterus, okay? And then you can see how it splits right here, and each one of these are called the uterine horns, okay? So these are the uterine horns. The uterine horns are supported by two ligaments, okay? If we pick it up, it's this thin sheet right here, okay? You see this thin sheet? Okay, it's been torn up here, but the thin sheet actually goes alongside of the entire uterine horn on both sides, and that's how it supports it, and that is called the broad ligament. Broad ligament, okay? And then you'll see another sheet that runs at an angle and attaches itself to the broad ligament in a very small section of the uterine horn, okay? So this ligament right here, yes, excellent. It's called the round ligament. Okay. And then if we keep going up the uterine horn, you'll see that there's this bean-like structure right here. Okay, and that is the ovary. Okay, that's the ovary. And surrounding the ovary is a tissue layer. Okay. Yes, and that's called the oviduct. Okay. And in between the ovary and the oviduct, there's an opening, and that opening is called the infundibulum. Infundibulum, okay? The ovary itself is supported by two ligaments. At the bottom, there's this very thin ligament right here, okay, and a small ligament. That's called the ovarian ligament. And then looking on the top, the bigger ligament is called the suspensory ovarian ligament. Okay? Good so far? All right. Then the female has two spaces. Between the rectum and the back of the body of the uterus, this space right here is called the rectogenital pouch. Rectogenital pouch. And the space between the front of the body of the uterus and the urinary bladder is called the vasicouterine pouch. Okay? So they would just take a probe and say, name the space. Okay? This is called the urinary bladder, and you have to say urinary bladder. Okay? You have to be specific. Okay? The urinary bladder is supported by two ligaments. The ones that are fatty and are on the side are called lateral vesical ligaments, and the one that's in the middle right here is the median vesical ligament. Very good. Okay. The female cat is a little different from the human models and humans in general. Okay, you know how the urethra is a separate tube that goes all the way down, and it has its own opening to the external environment. And the cervix also has its own opening to the external environment. In the cats, that's not the case, okay? They do have a urethra, and it goes down, and they have a cervix that goes down, but then they actually meet in a common space, okay? And that space is right here, okay? And it's called the urogenital sinus, okay? And then the outside is called the vagina, right? And then the cervix is up here. You will not be able to see the clitoris on the cat, but you will see it on the human model, okay? And I think that's it for the female.